Hey guys, I'm Aussie Expat. I got another watch.
Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
Could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody end.
And not just any watch. A yellow gold Daytona 126508. So, I've been on the hunt for a very long time for a complementary piece to my wife's Ever Rose Gold Daytona. And I never fancied myself a yellow gold guy. It's too garish, it's not me, blah, 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 blah. And so for a few years now, a few years, I've been after the Platinum Daytona. And thinking that if I can't have Ever Rose Gold, I go one up or whatever. You know, I wasn't going to go white gold. It needs to have a little bit more spring in its step. I've got pieces that are nice, that are downplayed. I need something slightly, of more energy, So I've been after a Platinum Daytona, knowing that it wasn't necessarily the big energy watch, merely because my wife had already picked out the perfect Daytona. And this is it here in Ever Rose Gold. And it's simply stunning. And this is one of Rolex's only dials that features gear shay. You see those subdials. And so in the new reference, so this is an 11 series, the new 12 series, the gear shay is gone. And when this dial initially came out, it also didn't have gear shay. So the gear shay was around for a limited period of time. I'm not saying like it's a limited, like this is an extra super special Daytona, or anything like that. But I'm just saying that the full production run of 11 series Daytona of this dial, it's not always this dial. It's sometimes this brushed sunray dial on the subdials, and that's true of the new 12 series. They don't have the gear shay subdial rings anymore. So I wanted something that really matches the energy of this, like when I'm going out for anniversary or a special event, I want something in precious metal, and I wanted something, at next level. Like, I mean, why go sideways or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I want something that what's next, and the Platinum is the most obvious next. Until I saw it in person. When I saw it in person, it was just too understated. And I've already got the Panda in steel. And the reality is that I think that, the Platinum being what it is, what it is what it is. It's a Platinum Rolex. It's just unbelievable. But in terms of just pure aesthetics, and when I would wear this versus a Platinum, there's a lot of overlap. This is a beautiful, beautiful watch. I don't necessarily think the Platinum is more beautiful, certainly more exclusive, but, you don't wear exclusivity, you wear the watch. And so I didn't really feel like, paying near $100,000 to, have a lot of overlap with this. What I really needed, as I said, was the piece that would complement this. So let's take a look. First of all, I just wanted to show you. So this is a precious metal box. Oh, it's a box for a precious metal piece. And this is the piece, the box for my back girl. So there's a considerable difference, but not in height. They're all, pretty close. It's slightly bigger, but not by a lot. So this is the big box. It's imperceptibly different, as in if you didn't have the side-by-side comparison, I don't think you would actually know that they brought out the big box or the small box. And actually, my back girl was delivered to me in the big box, actually. No, of course, I don't put my watches in their boxes. I mean, I wore that thing out of the store. Okay, so here we are. So this is the yellow gold Daytona with the new golden dial. So there are two golden dials, one with fully black subdial rings, and then there's this one where the inner ring is in gold as well. And this actually sort of harkens back to the Zenith 16520, and it's just absolutely stunning. Now, it's a little bit obvious of a piece, like any, champagne dial, golden dial, but you know what? It's incredibly gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And when I saw this piece, and I was doing a little bit of hunting and, looking at the catalog after, not really getting my expectations needed, that I needed to be filled with the platinum, I just kind of felt like, what are we doing? Where's the yellow gold? Maybe yellow gold is for me. Maybe I do need that one piece that's a little bit flashy, a little bit awesome. And what can we do here? And I was very attracted to this particular dial. I mean, if you go in the back catalog, okay, most exclusive yellow gold is probably the John Mayer, but I really don't need another green dial watch. What I wanted was something ostentatious and special, quote unquote, not necessarily the most exclusive collector's piece, you know what I mean? This piece had to be one that normies would love, you know what I mean? Like there's no two ways about it. This is a gold FU watch. That's what I wanted. The other options in that space are like a gold Submariner. I think that's also a very good option. But just because I'm trying to pair with my wife's gold Submariner, gold Daytona, I wanted to pair up with a Daytona. And I think just in general, Daytonas, you can't have too much of them. Clearly. So we've got 3 in the family now. So it's interesting, between the 11 series and the 12 series, the precious metal doesn't change much. It really doesn't. In general, going to the 12 series, all the indices went to this sort of straight cut on the indices, and while here they're sort of like a softer cut on the indices. Apart from that, they're almost exactly the same. In terms of case changes, there were significant case changes, but only if your reference point was comparing the steel models and you weren't that familiar with the fact that the 11 series in steel was considerably different from the gold. Let me just make sure I make clear that the differences are between the 11 series in steel versus the 11 series in gold. You can first of all see that the lug on the right-hand side here versus the left-hand side, the right-hand side is actually a little bit slimmer. And while on the gold, it's completely symmetrical. You also notice, if you look at this point here on the ceramic overhangs the case. So the ceramic is larger than the case, and this ceramic's about 38.4 millimeters. And so there's a lot of people who say, oh, the Daytona is too small. I'll go to gold, it has a perception of being bigger because of the weight. No, actually the gold piece is literally bigger, because if you see where the bezel is, the case is actually larger than the bezel. So this is wearing closer to 39 point something. I believe there's basically no difference going to the 12 series. I'm not a huge fan of that. I would have preferred they all went down to the 11 series steel case. I think the smaller case is nice, but look, just the industry, everything just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I don't think there's any real difference. There was talk about it being a little bit more slab-sided, and maybe just looking at it like that, maybe the 12 series is a little bit more slab-sided. Like there's a little bit of a curvature there. And there's this, it's very, very similar. I'm not sure if there is a difference, even looking at it this close. Oh, and a big difference actually isn't so much in the profile. So they all have the feet. So that's another change between the steel and the gold, is that, let me open this up a little bit. On the gold models, the lugs always had these, see this flat pad here, right at the lug? So the lug sweeps down and then has a flat. You can see it quite prominently there. Let me put this back. While the steel is a little bit more elegant, it's more like the Datejust case, where it doesn't have those pads. It just sweeps down and it doesn't have the flat landing pads. You can see it here. So it doesn't have those flat landing pads. It's just a very elegant case, the 11 series in steel. And this is why I much prefer in steel, the 11 series. There was an adjustment to the case back size on the 12, so it's slightly thinner overall. But in terms of the mid case, I think the mid case is actually slightly bigger on the 12 series in steel. And so I've had this for a few months now, actually. I've been enjoying it for a little while. And what I can say is that it's a real joy to wear. Now I've got GMTs, I got the steel Daytona. I'm not a stranger to wearing an expensive watch out, but precious metal is very new to me, and it's very obvious to everyone else that, you know, what you're wearing is, you know, out there. It's either a fake or it's very expensive, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. And look, the fact that someone might think it's fake also is a fair thing as well. Like if you're in a setting where it wouldn't be appropriate to wear like a ridiculous piece, they might just assume it's fake, in which case now you're not being inappropriate. It's just a watch that you threw on. So there's two sides to whether or not, you know, it resembling a fake. And I do think yellow gold can come off as, you know, more often faked, but there's no mistaking this tone is like unmatched. It's very, very beautiful. Although I do think that Rolex do have their own little mix for 18 karat gold. It's just an unbelievable watch to look at. This will catch glimpses in a way that none of the steel watches do. A lot of people don't understand just how coveted some of the steel sports watches are. Most people don't understand, even if they're working in luxury space. I've been in quote unquote luxury spaces with the steel Daytona, and the service was like a little bit, and then they catch glimpse of like my wife's gold Rolex, and then, you know, things change quickly. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's like, but don't be a victim to fashion. If you want to be treated well, you do what you can. You don't have your hair real long and wear golf polos everywhere, I guess. So it's up to you. Like I'm not seeking that sort of attention every time. And for sure, this piece here is really about just special occasions. But I have worn it around casually as well. I do have a hoodie that I do like wearing it with. Yeah, it's this one. So I actually went, when I was purchasing this Daytona, I went into the AD wearing this hoodie. I need something that matches the energy of this, something out there. And look, out of all of my watch collection, nothing has had as many compliments as this hoodie. And I think this is an incredible combination. You know, you wear shorts or track pants and one of these, or track pants like what I'm wearing, the Adidas track pants. You wear track pants and this hoodie, gold fucking Rolex. It's the way to go. It's the way to go. Oh, last but not least, there was a change in the end links. So let me show you here. So on the 11 series, and it's true for the Platona as well, but not the steel. I'll show you the difference. So on most Rolex watches, the end links, so this is the end link here. So it interfaces with the watch and attaches the bracelet, and it has a curvature that matches the curvature of the case, okay? The end link doesn't actually fit. You can see it actually overhangs the lug profile. Yeah, it doesn't actually quote unquote fit. I have no idea why. I mean, most people would never notice that, but it's true. The end links on the precious metal Daytonas don't actually fit. Would you look at that, huh? So on the 12 series, they did address this, if it's an issue at all. I don't think it is. And so the profile, the curvature of those end links is exactly the same. So a good thing, bad thing? I think the slightly bigger end links give a little bit more presence to this watch, but you know, probably not the most elegant solution. All right, guys, until next time, see you around.